At commencement ceremonies across America this spring, something unusual kept happening. When speakers mentioned artificial intelligence, the audience booed them off the stage. Not because the graduates were rude, because they were grieving. The class of 2026 spent 4 years studying for a job market that quietly restructured itself while they were in lectures. The unemployment rate for recent college graduates, aged 22 to 27, now sits at nearly 6%, rising twice as fast as the national rate. For the first time in recorded history, a fresh graduate has a higher unemployment rate than someone who never went to university. But here is what nobody is telling them. AI did not take their jobs. It removed the first rung of the career ladder while they were still climbing toward it. AI didn't take the job. It removed the first rung. PwC just published the largest labor market study in history. 1 billion job advertisements, 27 countries, 6 continents, and what they found stops you cold. Entry-level roles in the most AI-exposed sectors are now 7 times more likely to require skills that used to appear only in the middle of a career. Strategic decision-making, stakeholder management, leadership, judgment. The job ad says entry-level, but the requirements say you need 5 years of experience you haven't had yet. Since 2019, those redrawn entry-level roles grew 35%. Traditional entry-level roles shrank 10%. The door did not disappear. It moved to the 14th floor. And the workers walking through that door, the ones with the right skills, are earning 62% more than everyone else. Not 10% more, not 20, 62%. That number is the largest skills wage gap ever measured in any industry, in any country, at any point in modern history. The labor market is not broken. It is splitting into 2 completely different economies. Let me explain exactly what happened, because the mainstream coverage is missing it. For decades, the unwritten deal of entry-level employment was simple. You join a company. You do the repetitive work, the grunt work, the work that requires time but not expertise. You summarize the meeting notes. You clean the spreadsheet. And in doing that work, you learn. You learn how to communicate inside a complex organization. You learn how to build trust. That grunt work was not just work, it was the training ground. AI automated the grunt work, not the job, the learning, code generation, financial modeling, data entry, document drafting. All of it is now done faster and cheaper by an AI agent. So now companies look at a graduate and ask, we used to use this role to train people to eventually take on judgment-based work, but AI does the training work now, so why do we need the trainee? Harvard studied 62 million workers and found that junior hiring fell 8% within 6 quarters at companies that adopted AI, not through layoffs, through a quiet freeze. Nobody was fired, nobody was replaced. The positions just stopped being posted. AI automated the training ground. Harvard, junior hiring fell 8% within 6 quarters. Now here is the part that makes this more complicated and more important. The companies most exposed to AI did not shrink. They grew. Headcount at the most AI-exposed companies expanded 52% since 2018, compared to 36% at companies that barely use AI. So AI is creating jobs, but not the jobs that exist. New categories, new roles that require judgment, creativity, leadership, the ability to govern AI systems, roles that 22-year-olds cannot walk into. PwC calls this the 2-track labor market, and the gap between the 2 tracks is widening every quarter. Track 1, professionalized roles. Track 2, democratized roles. Track 1 is where AI takes the routine, and what remains requires irreplaceable human expertise, like the radiologist whose AI screens the scans and whose judgment decides the diagnosis. Track 2 are roles where AI handles the expertise, and what remains is the routine. 52% of all jobs, lower skill barrier, more competition, wages under pressure. The question is not whether your job is on one of these tracks. It already is. The question is whether you know which one, which track are you on. In every conversation I have with leaders, professionals, and institutions right now, I see 3 distinct groups. The first group is frozen, waiting for the old ladder to come back. The second group is displaced. Senior professionals who believe their seniority protects them. It does, for now. But AI is working its way up the ladder. The window to reposition is open. The third group is positioning. They understand early that the premium is not for using AI, it is for governing it. The 62% wage premium is for people who can make decisions that AI cannot. It is for people who can hold accountability that AI cannot hold, who bring judgment, institutional trust, and sovereign authority to the governance layer. That is track 1. After 20 years advising governments on digital transformation, I can tell you the pattern underneath all of this. Every major technology transition in history has done the same thing. The printing press eliminated scribes and created editors. The assembly line eliminated craftsmen and created engineers. AI is eliminating the execution of routine work and creating demand for governance. The new rule of this economy is this: the value is no longer in doing the work. The value is in deciding whether the work was done correctly, in being accountable for the outcome. That is a human function. It will remain a human function. And it is the function the labor market is paying 62% more for today than it did 2 years ago. So, what does this mean for you? Practically, right now, if you are a graduate, stop competing for the roles AI replaced. Start building skills in the governance layer, judgment, accountability, human oversight. If you are a mid-career professional, audit your role. Is it on track 1 or track 2? And if it is on track 2, what does your transition to track 1 look like? Because the window is open now. If you are a business leader or policymaker, the institutions that win this transition are the ones that invest in governance infrastructure now, not after the crisis arrives. If you are a leader or an institution that needs a clear-eyed framework for where you sit in this transition, go to usmanzafar.com. Book a strategic advisory session directly with me. I have worked with governments and enterprise leadership across 4 continents. We will map your specific context and the moves that protect your position in a 2-track economy. And subscribe to this channel right now. Every week I publish a strategic briefing exactly like this one. Not hype, not headlines, the intelligence that tells you which track you are on. The class of 2026 was booed for mentioning AI at graduation. The people watching this video are the ones who stopped booing and started understanding. Subscribe to @DruzmansOfficial. Share this with someone who is still waiting for the old ladder to come back, because the new one is already here and it goes somewhere very different. usmanzafar.com